Welcome to One Brothas Mind, and I am KD Smooth. Today we will question and challenge popular information and views from a B1 perspective, while we expose the real facts you need. We do this to strengthen your logical, critical, and discerning thinking skills. Because in today's world, hard choices are mandatory and they come with consequences. So you need all the information. And at One Brothas Mind, we do this from a B1 Yeshua the Christ followers perspective. Now, if you're not ready, you better get ready with KD Smooth at One Brothas Mind. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's KD Smooth coming back at you with a new report. I pray you all are doing well. Shalom, family. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's report, we're going to focus or cover this story and issue that's here on your screen. The issue with the SVB bank collapse and the bank runs that began. Family, this is what I here at One Brothas Mind have been warning you about. This is what One Brothas Mind has been warning you about. So, before we get into this, please remember to smash the like button, if you appreciate our content here at One Brothas Mind, and make sure you share this report on all your social media with all your people. Please share this report. And be sure to be subscribed to One Brothas Mind, where we try to bring you the information and facts you need. Again, family, with this report, I am not attempting to cause you to panic. There's no need for that at this point. But you need to be informed. You need to make a plan. And many of you need to take action to protect yourself and your money. We're going to get into that here in this report. But if you're not familiar with this story, or you haven't been paying attention, which you need to be paying attention. If you've missed it, we're going to share a clip with you to get you up to speed. Basically, there's one of the largest United States banks, one of the largest banks in America, in the last 48 hours has collapsed. I'm going to say that again. One of the largest United States banks, one of the largest in America, has collapsed. You need to pay attention to this one. Okay, we're going to get into this clip, and then we're going to come back and chop it up and kind of break this thing down. Oh my, this is a doozy, family. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Let me get it together for you. All right, here we go. And you can see this. We're going to share a clip from this video, actually 2 clips. You can review this full video that we're going to share with you at this YouTube page, Joe Blogs. He did a pretty good job providing information. We're just going to review just a couple of clips from it. Here we go.
Another big California-based bank facing really can't be called anything but an investor panic. Shares of Silicon Valley Bank. Stock closed down today 60%. It is down another 28% after hours, meaning 24-hour decline more than 70%. Now, yesterday, crypto-focused bank Silvergate Capital said it was shutting down, liquidating. So what exactly is going on with some of these big banks, particularly in California? And could it be the sign of a bigger issue?
Founders Fund, which a key VC player is advising that its own companies should withdraw funds from Silicon Valley Bank. Now, we know the CEO of Silicon Valley Bank has been out there trying to reassure clients as to what the stock drop means, what the conservation of its capital at the moment is trying to signify. But ultimately, we are going to see some concerns being built if Founders Fund are indeed advising their own portfolio companies to withdraw funds from SVB.
Once these things start, this is a classic bank run. And when the bank run starts, you don't want to be the last guy there and wondering what happened. Unfortunately, this is the way banks work. They rely on trust. When they lose that trust, bad things really will happen.
Hi, welcome back to Joe Blogs.
Okay. That's just a quick update as to what's happening. Yeah. So, family, you heard it. This bank on your screen, one of the largest banks in the United States, has collapsed over the last approximately 48 hours. Okay? As a reminder, here at One Brothas Mind, we have been warning or attempting to warn you to get your money out of their banks. Your money is not safe there for many reasons, including this one. And I know what a lot of you are saying was, wait, hold up, Katie Smooth, that's where we're supposed to keep our money. No. You have to understand the history of banks and how that started. Real quick, for those that don't know, people used to keep their money with them, like at your home, way back in history, right? And robbers, everybody knew this, right? So robbers, people that wanted to steal people's money, they would just, get a few guys together if need be and go and attack people at their home. You get the jump on them. Where's the money? I'm gonna off you. Here you go. Here's the money. And now, they jump on their horses and they ride away. So because most people could not secure their own money at their home, somebody came up with the idea of banks. Hey, put your money here in this bank. It's going to be safe here because we're going to have armed guards protecting your money. Okay? And during those times, yes, it was a safer option. Okay, but as most of you know, after that started to happen, the robbers just started robbing banks. But overall, it was a safer option because you didn't have to deal with a barrel in your face at your home under threat of being deleted. You basically let the bank handle that and their armed security, the sheriff or whatever, right? But that's the initial reason, or one of the initial reasons why people started to use banks. It was for security. Well, fast forward to today. The banking system worldwide has been corrupted, if you didn't know. And because of that corruption, and I'm not going to go into all the details about it, it's jacked up, y'all. Because of that corruption, now it's the banking systems, the financial markets that actually, in many cases are the robbers. They're stealing your money from you. They're taking it. They're freezing it. They're doing all kind of ungodly stuff with your money, limiting how much of your money you can have. Again, family, get your money out of these banks. Because of all these things and others, today, it's our opinion here at One Brothas Mind that your money is actually safer with you. Now, we don't recommend how or what ways you need to keep your money or what have you. That's for you to decide of how to keep your money safe with you. But it's actually safer with you because of this type of example, this very example. We've been predicting and warning this stuff was happening and is going to start happening more often. Okay? Now, we still don't know the end result of this SVB bank collapse, the full result of it yet. It's literally still happening, and the impacts of it while I am speaking to you. Okay? So, again, for those that are joining us late, one of the largest banks in the United States has collapsed. They've collapsed. And literally, during this collapse, there were bank runs. I got a visual here on your screen, but there's physical bank runs and then there's digital bank runs. Okay? Now, to understand what a bank run is, using this example, when account holders at SVB or Silicon Valley Bank, when account holders saw the troubles that the bank was having with their stocks and other financial aspects of the banks, and the bank representatives were trying to announce, oh, well, we're okay. Here's what we're doing to remedy these situations. Everything's okay. We're going to, do this or do that or whatever. Many account holders saw that as, okay, I don't believe you. You need more people. Give me my money. So many account holders started to withdraw as much, if not all of their money out of Silicon Valley Bank because they saw the bank in trouble. The stock price plummeted, as you saw in the clip. And those are some of the early signs that a bank is in trouble. Okay? And if you're an account holder, if you don't get your money out of that bank during that bank run, if not before, as we recommend here at One Brothas Mind, long before the bank run, get your money. So you're not stuck having to respond during the bank run. That's the point, family. Don't miss that. But if, unfortunately, you didn't get your money out when things was operational, then many account holders will go and do withdrawals and transfers. They will go get their money out of, in this example, Silicon Valley Bank when the trouble started or after the trouble started. That is the definition of a bank run. Now, the bank or any bank, in this example, Silicon Valley Bank, once they start seeing all of the withdrawals from account holders happening rapidly, at some point, the bank, or in this case, Silicon Valley Bank, they're going to close the bank. Boom. They're going to shut the doors. like you see on your screen. They're going to try to stop or prevent. They ain't going to just try. They are literally going to do it. They're going to stop account holders from withdrawing more money out of the bank, because the banks need your money. The money from all of the account holders is what the bank uses to operate. So if everybody or most of the account holders are withdrawing the money rapidly out of the bank, that also will help the bank fail in a rapid fashion, because they don't have the liquid cash to meet their financial responsibilities. The bank itself. If everybody takes the money, so you see, so whether people go and withdraw their money digitally or transfer their money or what have you, or whether people showed up at Silicon Valley's bank branches, like you see on your screen, going, "Hey, why is the door locked, man? We're here to make a withdrawal." And somebody came to the door, and this the person opened the door. I don't think they did that. I think they just put a sign on the door that said the bank is closed, no withdrawals or transactions today. Check back. We'll give you an update soon. And because they know if they open that door, it's about to go down. Okay, people want their money. All right. So again, family, here on One Brothas Mind, I have been warning you about this exact type of issue, that it was coming. And here we are. It's already here. Okay. So understanding that, family, I mean, the last big prominent time when there were major bank runs was literally during the Great Depression. That's one of the things that happened. People saw the stock market crashing and everything, and everybody knew we better go get our money and we better be first, because at some point all the banks are going to close and they're not going to give us our money back. Yeah, you heard it right, family. That's how this is how this works. Again, banks operate using your money or the account holder's money. That's their business model. They literally actually make money using your money. I mean, today, at this point, essentially, if you're an account holder and you deposit and leave your money in the bank, all you're literally doing is your money in your account is a loan. You're loaning your money to the bank, and they're using your money to make investments in other transactions to make the bank money. And while the bank is making that money off of your money in your account, in most accounts, the banks are not sharing any of those profits with you, even though they're using your money. Some of y'all remember back in the day, the banks used to give, like for savings and checking accounts, stuff like that, they used to give you a certain percentage interest payback or dividend. Whatever amount of money you had in there, you got a certain percentage of a dividend or payback because you had your money in their bank. That's over. Them days have been long gone. So your money is just sitting there in the bank, and the bank is using it however they see fit to make the bank money. And again, they're not sharing any of those profits with you, even though they're using your money. So, just like in the Great Depression, as you see here on your screen, people understood when the bank or the stock market starts to have problems, or the bank starts to have problems, or there's major problems in the financial industry. All these people, if One Brothas Mind was back during the Depression, these are all people that didn't listen and take heed to the warning from One Brothas Mind to get their money out of their banks prior to the problem. Okay, that's what you see on your screen. Or maybe this is some of you that are listening today. You're in a mad rush, whether physically to go to your bank or to using your apps and all kind of stuff, trying to transfer your money out of SVB or Silicon Valley Bank because they've collapsed or are collapsing. And the problem with that, amongst many things, is if you're one of the first few people that make your transactions, you got your money. You got some of it. Great. Fine. But if at a certain point, as those withdrawals start rapidly adding up and happening, Silicon Valley Bank, in this example, is going to stop all transactions. So if you go to try to do transactions and you're not one of the first few that are getting your money and the bank shuts down, you stuck. You can't get no more money. You can't get your money. It's your literal money, and they close and tell you you cannot have it. Is this sinking in, family? Let this sink in like neck bone juice. The banks, at any time, especially if they're experiencing some sort of financial crisis, can close and tell you you cannot withdraw or get access to any of your money, and they don't have to tell you, and they're not going to tell you when you're going to be able to get access to your money, because they don't know. So your money basically gets locked down. Your money. Yeah, you listening, your money. Do you understand that? Now let that sink in. If you got that text message or call today from your bank and banks closed, no transactions available at this time, we'll let you know whenever we get around to it, when you can get your money. How is that going to impact your life? Yeah. Especially, reason why I'm doing this report today, family, especially for us, for the so-called black people here in the United States. Majority of us, we only got small amounts of money, if we got any money in the bank. Okay? And we need full access to our money, because if we don't have it, immediately bills stop getting, we can't pay our bills, we can't buy food, we can't put man, y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up and get your money out of their banks. Now, our full recommendation here at One Brothas Mind is to withdraw at least 90% of your money, because yeah, we live in a digital world and this and that. Most of us, your money's coming in through electronic direct deposits and things of that nature. So your money's being funneled through their banks, but that does not mean it has to stay in their banks. There is a difference. So again, our recommendation is to at least get about 90% of your money out of their banks and keep it with you. How you decide to do that, that's your decision, but get 90% out. So if and when these types of things happen, you got most of your money. Do you see that? And you can continue to live and function. Do you see that? Because if all of your money is in the bank, say in this example that's literally happening right now with Silicon Valley Bank, and they closed, you wasn't able to get none of your money even during the run on the bank, you stuck. You in a world of hurt until they decide, whenever that's going to be. It could be a few hours, it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be months. Whenever they decide to then give you access to your money again. Yeah. Again. Clink, clink. Some of y'all is like looking at this going, what? Yeah. Y'all ain't never thought about this. Many of y'all, most of y'all. That's why we are here doing this report. How can they just lock my account and tell me I can't have my money? It's legal. They've passed many laws to actually protect the banks. Not protect you and your money, but protect the banks. Now they have this thing called, some of y'all already know and say y'all already saying, well, no, the money's insured with the FDI and the FDIC insurance up to $250,000. So I ain't got to worry about my money. My money's safe. Whatever happened, they gonna give me my money. Okay, we're gonna talk about that in a moment. But why you saying that? If you got money, an account with Silicon Valley Bank right now, your money, you can't get it. So miss me with all that until whenever they tell you at some later time that you now can get some of your money or get to your money. Until then, you can't touch it. So again, with the FDIC insurance, it covers up to $250,000. So you say, oh, Katie Smooth, I got 5 racks. I got 10 racks. I'm cool. My money's safe. My money's insured. Yeah. But as I said, there's additional problem to that. The problem is you can't get it. You can't use it. And I don't know who, somebody through the bank at a later time. How later, who knows? But at a later time, they'll come and tell you or notify you that now, okay, you can get access to your money again. But however long that period of time is, you ain't got your money. And your direct deposits are still set up to put more of your money in that same bank that has collapsed or closed. So that's another tip, family. If these type of things, you see these type of things happening, immediately try to submit brand new direct deposit forms with potentially accounts in completely different new banks. Or if you already have other accounts or multiple accounts in different banks, go change that information. That's one little, effort that you can make to try to, so your new money that you're making and that's being direct deposited, it stops being direct deposited into the bank that's closed, or say, in this example, Silicon Valley Bank. And it's then redirected and now deposited into a bank that's still operating and open, and you still have access to your money. Do you see that? Okay. Another quick nugget there. But Again, with the FDIC, yes, your money is insured up to $250,000. Okay, but the problem is, family, is when you're going to get your money or get access to your money again. That's the problem. How long a period of time that's going to be and what impact that's going to have on you and your family. Now, you don't have to worry about this as much if you already got at least 90% of your money out of their banks and in some fashion with you. Do you see that? Because, again, as most of us out here, y'all say to yourself, if the bank closed, y'all like, hey, but I need my money today. I got bills due. I got to pay my mortgage. I got to pay this. You stuck. You can call the bank, all the hotline every 5 minutes. They're going to tell you the same thing. We'll let you know. It's not funny, y'all. I'm laughing because I've been telling people and everybody has been telling me I was crazy. I've been reporting on various different bank and financial market problems that have been happening. And again, everybody been telling me I was crazy. All the crazy laws that they have put in place that limits how much of your money you can withdraw or when you can withdraw it or how frequent you can draw. It's insane. So be clear. I'm not telling any of you to go to the bank and if you got a nice little chunk of money or, a nice stack of racks in there, you ain't going to be able to go in there and say, give me 100% of my money. That's not going to happen. If you got, most banks got some sort of requirements or limits or whatever to the amount you can withdraw at any one time. Contact your bank, ask those questions so you are informed. And once you're informed of the maximums that you can withdraw and how frequent you can withdraw them and everything will be okay, start doing that, following those laws. Don't go in there try to argue with the people, go give me all my money. You already know what they're gonna do. You're gonna get okay. So you still have to operate within their rules, at least until you get most of your money out of their banks. Okay. And once the money's in your pocket, in your hand, now you can do with it what you want to do and secure it the way you want to secure it. Some of y'all remember, what was that in that movie with Denzel, the American Gangster? He was burying money under the doghouse. Whatever you decide to do, hey, do you. And then a lot of y'all are business owners. If you have a business account at Silicon Valley Bank, in which many of them do or did, their accounts are closed too. All the money from their business closed. Just shut down. How are they supposed to pay payroll? How are they supposed to pay their employees? Do you see the problem that this causes, family, when banks fail, when they collapse, when there's a bank run and the banks shut down and close where you cannot access your accounts, even if you're a business owner? It's the same effect. So, yeah, family, this is a problem. So don't just have in your mind, oh, we don't got to worry about that because of the FDIC insurance. Yeah, eventually, at some point in time down the road, I don't know how long from now, you'll get your money if you have less than $250,000 in your account. But good luck with that. Good luck. Okay. Now, the next piece to this is, let's say you are, for whatever reason, you got paper. You got that paper like that. You got more than $250,000 in, let's use this example, Silicon Valley's bank. You got a few mil, whatever, right? You are a significant business, or you got that paper like that. Okay. Well, guess what? You got, say, $4 million in your account there, but only $250,000 is insured. So, worst case scenario, out of $4 million, all you're going to get back is $250,000. All the rest of your millions could be gone forever. Do you see that? Yeah. Now, yes, I know people that in businesses and whatnot that have that paper like that, they'll purposely have a whole bunch of different accounts all over the place, and they'll only have about $200,000 or $250,000 in them. That's why they do that, to try to protect their money and make sure it's at least insured. Because if they have more than that, say maybe $4 million, $5 million, whatever, they're only going to get back $250,000. Yeah. Look it up. Do your own research. Don't take my word for nothing. This is all legal. These are facts. Indisputable. Okay? So, miss me with this belief and trust in the F, D, and the I, and the C. Okay? Miss me with that. All right? Let's move forward. So, the other piece, family, that y'all need to understand is, again, smash the like button. Smash the like button, because y'all getting this work today. I'm trying to help you. Trying to help y'all understand what's going on literally today and what's coming. If they fix this current Silicon Valley Bank problem, let's say they fixed it today, and everybody got, most people got their money back, and this is okay. Even if that's the best case scenario, these things are going to continue to happen, and they're going to happen more frequently. And the effects of them are going to get worse. With that understood, you also have to understand the piece that all banks, no matter what kind of bank they are, they're all connected. They're all in this financial hustle game, in this finances. Again, doesn't matter what kind of bank they are, how big or how small, they're all connected. So if one bank collapses and fails, what that means is that bank, it has accounts and bills connected to other banks, bills that need to be paid to other banks, transactions that must be made. But if the bank fails, then the other banks that the bank that fails owes money to, now those banks are coming up short on their money. Did you see that? They're all connected. This whole system is a house of cards. They're all connected. So when one bank fails, it oftentimes can and will have a domino effect. So if you're listening to this report right now on One Brothas Mind, again, I strongly encourage you, get your money, up to 90% of your money out of your bank. Your bank ain't even failed. You ain't got no notice. Get at least up to 90% of your money out of their banks. Follow the rules, but get it. If you got it takes you 2-3 months, 6 months or whatever, and you keep making withdrawals, whatever, get your money. Whatever you got to do, following your bank's rules, get your money. Okay? And you may not have that long a time to get it, because this thing literally could become the domino effect that it most probably will become, and you may have less time than you think to get your money out and secure it yourself. Do you see that, family? If this one ain't it, it may be the next one. Okay? Again, I'm not trying to cause a panic, but I'm trying to get you to understand your money is not safe. Our money is not safe. Even if you just got $500, you need that $500. You don't need to get a message talking about your account is currently is froze, or the bank is closed, and we'll let you know when it's back open again and you can access your money. You don't need that in your life, because that $500 if that's all it is, whatever, you need that. You got something a bill or something. You need to buy some food or something. And the less money you have, let me say this for me, the less money you have, the greater the impact that this situation or situations like this, bank collapses, the more impact they're going to have on you and your family. Do you see that, family? And just in general, who in America has the least amount of money? Us, the so-called black people here in America, most of us. So the impact of their bank collapses and failures in the financial market, it's going to trickle quickly down and have the greatest impact on us, so-called black Americans, family, and the poor throughout the country. Do you see that, family? Okay, let's move on. So I want to share one more clip with you that will summarize this whole thing, give you more information, and hopefully it will enlighten you and inform you as to what is going on even more and what you need to do about this. Hopefully it'll motivate you and get you to understand. Let me do this. Do you understand the words coming out my mouth? Family, we got to move differently out here in these streets. We got to, or we're supposed to be, for those of you who are aware to who you are and whose you are, being that we are the descendants from the Hebrew Israelite tribe of Judah, but I'm not going to go there today. We're called by scripture to live differently, to live set apart. You got to make different moves. The moves you make and how you live to try to insulate ourselves and protect ourselves have to be different than what everybody else is doing. So yes, one of them is getting our money out of their banks, at least 90% of it. Yeah, you need a certain amount to stay functional, to do your transactions, if you want to keep paying your bills electronically, okay, fine. But the money that you ain't touching in there, that other 90%, get that money out of there. So as these things happen, you are in a much better position, a much more secure position financially wise than everybody else. Do you see that? Okay, we're gonna get into this clip that's gonna give you some more information, and we'll come back right after this clip. And again, if we get invaded by any of those colonizer invaders during our clips, as usual, we will eliminate those clips and then continue with our clip immediately. Here we go.
Today. Well, I wanted to post this video because the failure of one bank is big news, but the failure of two banks within a few days of each other, both of which are based in the USA, is really big news. And this could potentially be a warning sign that we've got bigger problems in the wider financial sector. Now, both of the banks that we
Here we go, family. They trying to invade us here, so give me just a moment. Let me see. Let's try to continue.
We've talked about in today's video are specialist banks. Silicon Valley Bank has cornered the market for early stage venture capital companies. And because these businesses are early stage and cash consumptive, they tend to be cash rich. They receive a large investment of cash equity, which they then deposit in the bank and use to pay all of their bills. And Silvergate Bank has similar characteristics. It focused in on providing services to corporates working in the cryptocurrency markets. And those businesses also had large amounts of cash, which they'd taken from their customers in exchange for the issuance of cryptocurrencies. So the overall dynamic of both of these banks is very similar. They've got large amounts of cash deposits. And that actually is a problem for a bank because you need to do something with that cash. You need to make a return on the money so that you can make some profit over and above the interest that you're paying to the depositors. And over the last couple of years, it's been difficult to find investments that provide a high yield because interest rates fell to the lowest levels in history and therefore yields were very, very low. So in order to try to hunt down some form of yield, both of these banks sought out the longer term bond markets. But the problem that they've experienced is that now all of the customers have asked for their money back. Their capital is tied up in these long-term bonds, which have fallen in value due to the fact that interest rates have risen so rapidly over the last 12 months. So these two banks have actually become victims of their own success. They were so successful in attracting in deposits that it meant that they had too much cash. They couldn't actually find anywhere to invest that cash that was going to give them a meaningful return. They stuck it into long-term investments and have now been caught out because their customers want their money back. And the only way that both of these banks can get the capital back is by cashing in all of their bonds, which are now trading at significant losses. And this situation has resulted in the closure of Silvergate Bank. It's now in liquidation, and there are major question marks over Silicon Valley Bank. But the bigger question is, are there other financial institutions around the world that are in a very similar situation to these two banks? And the answer to that is obviously yes. Banks and financial institutions are constantly looking for ways to make a return on their capital. And over the course of the last couple of years, it's been very difficult to be able to find anything that provides a meaningful yield. So every single banking institution has been taking on lower yielding assets over the last couple of years. And as we've seen this huge increase in interest rates, that's now causing them all problems in terms of valuing those assets. So it's extremely likely that banks and institutions are now sitting with large portfolios of investments that are out of the money. And if they're forced to cash those portfolios in, that means that they'll have to crystallize losses in exactly the same way as Silvergate and Silicon Valley Bank. So what's the likelihood of other banks and institutions also seeing a run on their assets? Well, as mentioned at the start of this video, the whole banking and financial sector is based on trust. You trust your bank to be able to look after your money and to give it back to you as and when you need it. If you wake up tomorrow morning and suddenly decide that you don't trust your financial institution and you want to take all of your money out, then you can do that. But if everybody else wakes up with the same thought, then that could cause a run on that bank. And the problem with runs is that they are contagious. As soon as you hear that people are taking their money out of your bank, you want to remove all of your money because you don't want to be the last guy when that bank has run out of cash. Now, all around the world, there are protection schemes in place. So most countries have rules and regulations whereby an element of your deposits will be protected. So it might be up to $250,000, for example. But if you're a corporate and you've got 5 or 10 or 20 million on deposit with that bank, 250,000 is a drop in the ocean. And that's what's happened with Silvergate and Silicon Valley Bank. They're mostly banking corporates, and those corporates became concerned about the lack of liquidity. And to a certain extent, that's what happened with Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers back in 2008 at the start of the global financial crisis. Back at that time, it was assumed that the problems encountered by those two banks were specific to those two entities. However, those problems quickly spread throughout the sector, and we then saw the biggest financial crisis for over 50 years unfold all around the world. Now, as it stands at the moment, the problems being experienced by Silicon Valley Bank and Silvergate look specific to those two banks. However, there is definitely a risk that this could be the start of something bigger. We could see contagion, we could see a domino effect, we could see a general loss of confidence all around the world in the banking and financial sector, as we're seeing in the crypto markets. And if that does happen, then there is a real possibility that we could see more runs on more banks, more failures, and that could start a domino effect all around the world. So hopefully you've enjoyed today.
Okay, family. I can't make it no clearer for you, family. This is not hyperbole. This is not conspiracy theory. This is literally happening right now. Now, whether or not there's going to be more runs on the bank, that part we don't know yet. Hopefully there's not. I pray there's not. But it could be coming. We don't know. Could this start to affect other banks? We don't know. It could happen. That's the problem. So again, family, as you heard in this clip as well, there were two banks, the Silicon Valley Bank, as well as the I forgot the name of the other one already. It starts with a C. It's the crypto bank joint that was rewinded. He mentions it in this clip. But there were two banks that have failed in the last approximately 48 hours. Two already. And as he correctly stated, they were banks that primarily had accounts held by corporations, larger businesses. So they had larger amounts of money in cash in these banks. And that $250,000, that ain't nothing. Yeah. So even looking at whatever amount of money you have, your little $500 or your 10 racks or your 30 racks or your 80, 100 racks, whatever you got, it cannot be frozen and held by their banks if it's not there. If you have it when these things are happening, do you see that? Okay. So what's some other options? We always hear One Brothas Mind. We try to provide solutions as well on all of our reports, because most people out here doing reports on information, they just highlighting or complaining about what's wrong, but they don't provide you with any practical solutions. And y'all sitting there listening to them all day long instead of actually finding information channels like One Brothas Mind here, where we actually at the end of all of our videos, we provide practical solutions. That's our goal here. What can we do? Okay, whatever the topic we're covering, what can we do in response or to protect ourselves or prevent us from becoming victims of this fill in the blank issue? Okay, and in this case, a lot of people understand and are informing people, in addition to getting your cash out of the bank, if you have a significant amount of cash, okay, then you say, well, I don't want to keep $1 million with me, say somewhere at my house in a safe or something. Okay, fine. Well, then you also have the option of moving your money into other formats, like you see here on your screen. You can move your money into physical assets like land or real estate. Okay? So if you own real estate or land and there's a financial collapse, a major one, you still own that land because you got the deeds on it, right? And it may take, pick an amount of time, 5-10 years for the financial market and system to get back to recovery, right? And then when it recovers, however long that takes, you still got your money because you still own your real estate and your land. Then you can just sell your real estate or land that you have, that you, the physical asset that you put your money in, you can just sell it, and guess what? You got your cash back. You didn't lose anything. Even though many other people did lose their money. Do you see the difference? Same thing with a lot of people push gold and silver. I'm on the fence on the gold and silver thing, because just like during the Depression, when all of this exact same stuff happened, the government at some point came out and they just made a I'm white and I say so law and said that gold now, as of today, it's illegal for you to have gold. Turn all your gold in by this date, or if you're found to have gold, you will be arrested. They can make that law up anytime they feel like it. That's just like they did during the Great Depression. They make up I'm white and I say so laws all the time, just out of thin blue air. So while, a lot of people are saying, no, put your money in gold or silver and buy my gold coins, woody woody woo. Okay, I don't know about that, because it's been done before. Gold has been outlawed before for regular people like you and me to have it. It's been made illegal before by the government. So there's nothing stopping them from doing that again. Same thing. You can come up with other physical assets. You can buy and store food or, other things that are during a financial crisis are going to be, they're actually going to increase in value. Food storage is going to increase in value. People going to need that can of green beans. You may only pay a couple dollars for it, but during a major financial crisis or depression, which is coming, family, that can of green beans, somebody will give you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times the amount of money that you originally paid for that can of green beans. Do you see that, family? Whatever kind of food it is, or supplies, cigarettes, alcohol, ammo. Just make a list. What types of things, if the SHTF situation happens, during that time, what becomes valuable? Medications. I'm giving y'all the game here because I'm trying to help you understand not only what to do, but what's coming. And in this example, with Silicon Valley Bank, what's already here. So make a list of the things that are going to become more valuable. If you don't have enough to buy real estate or buy you some land or some real estate properties or whatever, if that ain't, but you somewhere below that, but you still got some paper, there's a whole gang of stuff that you can buy. I mean, if you got a whole bunch of different types of alcohol, the most wanted types of alcohol that you buy and store, when everything goes bad, people gonna be still trying to get their drink on. That alcohol is actually gonna become more valuable. So as long as you can secure it, and then be very, very careful, whether it's food, alcohol, whatever it is, you gotta know how to hustle, how to do street hustling with your stuff, with your supplies, whatever it is. Because if people find out you got food, you got some alcohol or whatever it is, they're going and they find out where you got it, they're going to either come see you or come try to make you ride with them. Let's say that, like kidnap it and make you go take them to where your stashes are. So you can't just have an open store when things go bad. Don't miss that, family. But even with that, if you've invested in things that don't go bad, like alcohol or certain types of food stores that store for a long time, or medications, cigarettes, you can have a whole basement full of all the popular brands of cigarettes. Do you know how valuable that's going to be when everything shuts down for the people that still smoke? They're going to be willing to pay you just about anything just to get a single, let alone a whole pack or a whole little, well, I forget what they call them, little case of cigarettes, the little long ones, whatever. But those are other options that we have, family. How about hits? I'll give you another one. They just come off the dome because I've been telling people this stuff for a long time, family. What about seasonings? The seasonings you cook with, salt, pepper, your Lawry's, your Cajun seasoning, your garlic, salt. Go down the list. When SHTF happened and people can't go to the grocery stores no more, whether they don't have money or because their bank collapsed or the grocery stores themselves are closed, they still need to cook food, and they're going to want seasonings. Just something that simple. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. Family, we got to live differently. We got to move differently out here in these streets because it's coming. And as according to this report, with SVB Bank and the crypto bank, two of them already that's failed and collapsed. They had bank runs on them. It's already here. And this concludes this broadcast for One Brothas Mind. We thank you for joining us. And as a part of the new Black media, B1 choices are mandatory and being on code is required. But never fear. Yeshua the Christ is with you always. Shalom.